Hey, hey, what's up? Welcome back to Hernando's Vinyl Hideaway, the place where I hide vinyl away. Um, it's not very well hid. First thing I want to do in this, it's going to be a vinyl update, but the first thing I'm going to do is I got this record on Record Store Day. It was a used record that I got at Everybody's Records, and I was going to give a quick review of it because I promised that I would. It's Frankie Stein and his Ghouls. I listened to this record and it's pretty good. It says it's the ideal party record right here. It's quite garagey rock, and at times there's some jazz elements thrown in for good measure, more like the beat type music from the 60s. Um, there's a lot of sound effects, a lot of howls and screams. Like, I'll give you an example here. Let's see. See if you can hear this. Like that. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but that was the beginning of it. Anyway, it's really good. Um, and I've noticed that a lot of these monster themed records from mainly from the 60s seem to be when the height of it was. A lot of them are, well, they're all different. This one says sounds and dance music, and it's pretty much that. Um, a lot of the records that are considered like Halloween records, as opposed to monster records, a lot of those are um, like something you would have something you would have played on Halloween night, like outside as a trick or treat is going on or something. But this one's more like a rocky type influenced, not Rocky the movie, but like rock and roll type influence music, which is cool because I like a lot of that stuff. Actually, I prefer that over the sound effects records that you normally hear for Halloween. These are, to me, are more like monster records. But I really appreciate that record, and I'd like to get some more of that stuff. I mean, I'm sure it probably is pretty rare to find because, that stuff, and I don't know if that's ever been reissued on. It's probably not been reissued on vinyl. I don't even know if it's been out on CD or not, but I really enjoyed it. So, on to the other things I want to show here. First thing I'll show that's not vinyl. I picked this up at Half Price Books in the clearance. It's introducing. It says it's Uncle John's Bathroom Reader, Wonderful World of Odd, and I'd had my eye on this for a long time, and they finally marked it down. I think it was $3. So, why would I not get that? It's got the word odd on it. And then some 45s I got here. I think I got these. I'm only showing 5 in this video. I don't like to show too many at once because I'm trying to space things out too. But I think I got these 5 at the same thrift store. D.D. Sharp with Mashed Potato and Set My Heart at Ease on the other side on Cameo. Billy Ray Cyrus, Trail of Tears, and Harper Valley PTA. Deep Purple, Knocking at My Back Door, and Wasted Sunsets. That was sort of an unusual find. Actually, the Billy Ray Cyrus was too, I thought. The Fun and Games, Grooviest Girl in the World, and It Must Have Been the Wind. And the last one here, The Kingsman with Louie Louie and Haunted Castle on the other side. So, and I thought Louie Louie. I thought The Kingsman was on Wand Records. This one is Scepter / Wand Forever, so I don't know if that means it's a reissue or what, but anyway. On to the albums. First one here is Let Me Be There, Olivia Newton-John. You see a lot of Olivia Newton-John when you go out at thrift stores. Not quite as much as you used to, but I like her. And, you know, if you're a fan of Grease at all, you would like her. This one has the title track. She also does Me and Bobby McGee. If Not For You, which is a Bob Dylan song that George Harrison redid, and then she did it. By the way, Greta Van Fleet does a great version of that. There's a little snippet of that online. Take Me Home, Country Roads, John Denver, of course. Angel of the Morning, love that song. Help Me Make It Through the Night. And then another Olivia Newton-John, Have You Ever Been Mellow? That's a great song too, I think. These records, these Olivia Newton-John records, came from Kat's collection when she was getting rid of duplicates and thinning out her collection. Of course, I had to have them. I mean, I might have some of these, but I don't know if I have them all. So God forbid that I'd pass up a record that I might not have. This had the title track, The Air That I Breathe, which was a Air Supply song. Please Mr. Please, which was a pretty big hit for her. Those are the only two that I recognize. And as far as covers too, there's a John Denver cover called Follow Me. I'm not real familiar with that song. Another Olivia Newton-John, If You Love Me, Let Me Know, which was a pretty big hit for her too. So these are like, this is like an anthology in album form. This also has I Love You, Honestly I Love You. I think that's the one that she had to hit with if it's the song I'm thinking of. Those are the only ones I recognize too, right off. This one came out in 74. This is an earlier one. And then this one is Clearly Love. Guess what? Olivia Newton-John on the front and upside down on the back. Or I guess this is the front. And then that's the back. And then that's the gatefold. Excuse me. And this one, these are all on MCA so far, it looks like. This one sounded like it had a poster or something, but it doesn't. Too bad. This one has, I don't recognize any of these as a hit for her. He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. That's a good cover, though, I imagine. Summertime Blues, she does that. I know that's got to be great. So, this one must not have had any hits on it. So, and then the last, or no, not the last, Come On Over, also Olivia Newton-John. Apparently Kat had collected all of these. And this one, the actual record sleeve looks familiar, but the inner sleeve doesn't. So it's possible that mine didn't have the real inner sleeve. She does Jolene on this. I've definitely got to hear that. That's great. Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. Don't Throw It All Away. Is that the Patty Loveless song? Or this was probably before that song came out. I'm not sure. The Long and Winding Road. Of course, that's the Beatles. So this ought to be a good one. I love to hear other artists, popular artists that people are familiar with, do cover songs. This is Don't Stop Believin'. And of course, that's the Journey song that the album's titled by. She's got her red suit on there in the back. And this one is also, there's the inner sleeve. Also on MCA. I love that label too, by the way. I said that in the previous video. This one has, let's see, the title track, and then also it has Hey Mr. Dreammaker. That sounds like it might be one of her singles. I Bet You a Kangaroo. That's funny. This one came out in 76. So that's all the Olivia Newton-John that I have to show, which is quite a few. How many was that anyway? 1, 2, 3, 4, have 6 Olivia Newton-John records. And then John Clemmer with Hush. This is a promotional stamp right here. This was in the dollar bin. So, you know, I had to pick it up because I didn't have this one. It's on Elektra, the white label promo. Let's see. If that song Hush, if that's the Deep Purple song, it would be really great. It doesn't really say here, but it's probably not, but I'll have to listen to it to know for sure. And then 38 Special, Wild Eyed Southern Boys. I haven't heard a lot of their stuff, but everything I've heard I like. The hits mainly, you know. It's on A&M. This one has Hold On Loosely, of course. Fantasy Girl, which is a great song. Those are the only 2 that I recognize as singles. But it's came out in 1980. And then this one here was sort of an unusual one. Steve, I think it's called Steve Mark. Steve March. Got the sticker over the H. It's a great cover. Look at the white cat there. Isn't that a great cover? Someone's hand is over here drawing. They're drawing the piano for him, I suppose. He's drawing it too, so someone's helping him. And then there's the back cover. And I'm not real sure what kind of music this is. I haven't listened to this one. But it was at the thrift store, at Goodwill. So yeah. This album is dedicated to my late father, it says. 19, I can't read the date there, it's wore off. Probably late 70s, early 80s by the looks of it. And then this Eva record, which is in her native language, which is probably Swedish, I'm guessing. So I don't know how to pronounce that, but I got quite a few Evie records. And my mom used to have a umbrella like that. A clear one, transparent. Always been fascinated with transparent things. I don't know why. Probably because of that umbrella. But all these are in her language, and then below the song it has what it is in English. This one came out in... says it's recorded in Vancouver, BC, so I'm assuming she's probably French. Anybody out there knows Evie would probably already know that. The Singing Herd family, he's the only thing that will last. Of course, you know, I picked these up because of just, how could I not pick them up? I mean, you know, it's just one of those things. This is on a Jordan recording, it says. And pretty much the standard stuff from Covington, Kentucky, which is right across the Ohio River, the other side of Cincinnati, I should say. And in Covington, Kentucky is the world's, or I don't know if it's the world's, but it's the biggest stained glass window in the United States. A church there. It's not just like setting out on the interstate. Vangelis with Chariots of Fire. I've seen this, and I'm pretty enamored with his music. I have one album that's not this record, or another one I should say, and I've been buying all the ones that I see of his since then, which is not very often, but a lot of times when I see them, the prices are a little bit more than I want to pay because I'm a cheapskate. And the last one I got here is Toto. I'll just call this the Red Album because I'm not sure of Roman numerals. It's IV. Is that 4? This is probably their most popular album. And there's the inner sleeve. And Toto has had a resurgence, at least in my opinion they have, because the song Africa gets played on everything. It shows up everywhere, and Weezer did a cover of it on their Teal album recently that was released on Record Store Day, the actual vinyl. And this has Africa on it. Also Rosanna, which is a great song. And I Won't Hold You Back is another single they had off of here. But yeah, that song Africa. I mean, there's even shirts at Hot Topic at the mall that has Africa on it. It's Toto Africa. It has the map and stuff. It's crazy. I mean, I love that song. And I remember the video from MTV like 100 years ago, so because I'm old and whatnot. But what was I going to say? Something about, oh, I knew I would forget my train of thought. If I don't say things when I'm thinking of it, they're totally gone forever. Let's see. Maybe if I can look back through these records, it'll trigger my memory. In this case, not so much. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and if anyone is interested, I'll be uploading another video after this one. So stay tuned to that Bat channel and all that stuff. We'll see you in the next video.